Our research shows that if you do that for 10 days, if you do that for 7 days, your body will look like genetically that it's in a different environment.
Hello, and welcome to a new and exciting video at your favorite channel, Channel Pacific. In this video, we're going to learn about the formula from the very expert of the law of attraction himself, Dr. Joe Dispenza, the tried and tested formulas that have worked because of the intensive research done by Dr. Joe Dispenza himself. You will get to know what were the outcomes of the meditative experiment conducted on a group of young children. How the children were trained to work towards a thoughtful experience. We will give you all the details about the simplified mystery of the law of attraction in this video. You will get to understand how we can elevate our emotions and lead our mind and body into a direction where it feels abundant. What are the reasons for happiness and how a person can work towards giving more to other people? The law of attraction is an easy way for us to manifest our desired reality while living in the present moment. You will also get to learn about the reasons that are holding you back every day from attracting your dream reality. Get ready to soak up all the information. Do not skip any parts so you don't miss any information. So let's dive right into it.
It's really simple. It's so fundamentally simple. So many people come to our work, right, for a change in their health, a change in their life, a change in their career. They've been through a dark night of the soul. Some come from mystical experiences. Some have had really brutal and horrifying pasts, you know, and they come because they're in lack of having something that they want. But as you continue in this journey, this inward journey, and you teach people how to connect to energy and to information, and learn a formula to create brain and heart coherence, a person starts, as a side effect, to feel more whole. And when you feel more whole, it's less likely you are in lack or you want something, because you feel like you have everything. How can you want when you feel whole? It's impossible. So then the person who's on the journey, to me, it doesn't matter if they've created the experience, they created the new job, they created the new relationship, they created the wealth. Every experience that we have causes us to think of possibilities that we've never thought before because we never had the experience. And there's not infinity, there's infinities, because every new experience that you come across and how you create it in your own way is wisdom for you to begin to ask a bigger question. What would it be like to have a mystical experience? What would it be like to see into the future? What would it be like to heal another person if I healed myself? And is there a quantum model of reality where I could actually heal another person at a remote location? And so all of these possibilities are the result of a person achieving what they thought they wanted in that moment. But as you evolve your experience, and with every new experience comes a new emotion, and we're not talking emotions like anger or resentment or fear or anxiety or pain or guilt. Those are the ones that we've already experienced. And these are elevated emotions that tend to be more related to a genuine love for life, or a joy for existence, or the freedom of expression without feeling any limitations. And the side effect of this is you feel so amazing that you want to give. And that's what's happening in our work. We have a tremendous community that are givers, that heal other people. They get more from giving than anything else. So So when you're abundant, when you're successful, when you're whole, and when you're healthy, when you're in love with life, you want others to feel the same way. So many people come for many reasons in the work, and they keep continuously evolving their experiences. But really the side effect is that people all of a sudden want that feeling of wholeness, and we can actually measure what that looks like in the brain and the heart. And we've actually interviewed people who reach that moment of what we call relaxed and awake, that ecstasy, that bliss. They feel like when it happens to them, it's not coming from anywhere outside of them, it's coming from within them. I think that's when the game changes a lot. So I think it's only equal to the questions that we ask, but we need the experience so that we can ask, if I've healed myself, can I heal another person? If I healed another person, do I have to be in the presence of them? Can I involve my model or my experience? And really the mystery is shortening the distance between the thought of what you want and the experience of having it, between cause and effect. And that would mean you would be exerting a greater effect on reality, and doing it in a way that where you don't have to do it by trying to force or control or manipulate outcomes. That somehow those experiences start coming to you. That's when the game, I think, becomes exciting.
Can you say that one more time, the mystery line for the people in the back, one more time?
Which part?
What's the sort of the mystery between, So
the interest, my interest, if I am the creator of my life, I would want to practice getting so good at it that I could shorten the distance between the thought of what I wanted, or the thought of what I want, and the experience of having it, between cause and effect. And the interval between cause and effect is called time. So then, when we shorten the time to create what we want, then we're mastering our effects or mastering our reality. And for me, that's one of the interests that I have.
Amazing, thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Joe, this is truly amazing and remarkable. You mentioned a formula to improve brain function in 4 days. And I'm curious, is that same formula applicable to children? And how can it be applied to them? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Now you know who the new dad is.
That's a great question.
We just got contacted by a major university in Australia, who now is interested in funding some projects on meditation for schools. And with our first study will be 1,000 children. Imagine that, ages of 5 to 12, I think. And in our week-long events that we do around the world, surprisingly, we have an incredible youth community. And so if we run an event for 1,500 or 1,600 people, it's not uncommon that we have between 70 and 100 kids under the age of 26 years old. And they are interested in learning these concepts, because if they learn them now, the rest of their life will be easy. So we do quantitative studies on 10-year-olds. We study their brains. And by the way, their parents are always worried about them, and these kids have no difficulty in doing exactly what we ask them to do. And so a coherent brain is a very, very clear intention. An incoherent brain is when you are distracted and can't pay attention. And so in the formula that we figured out, we see children that can do this so naturally, they can slip into that state much easier than adults. So absolutely, we're fast on the track with our youth community, and for me, it's a really important value. So our youth are our future, and I want our youth to resolve the present problems that are in the world from a greater level of consciousness than the consciousness that's created it, and we need to invest in our children. You got to stop practicing feeling those other feelings, because people wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is they think about their problems, and those problems are memories that are etched in their brain that are connected to certain people and objects at certain times and places. So the moment you remember your problems, you're remembering your past, and that means you're thinking in the past. And most people feel the feelings that are associated with those problems, and then their bodies ask, because thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body. It's the thought and the feeling, it's the memory and the emotion, it's the stimulus and response that conditions the body emotionally into the past. So you say to the person, get in touch with the feeling of what it would feel like if your future happened. And they say, I can't. And they can't, mostly because they're too busy feeling the same feelings. They have to step outside of their known self. And so, well, if we're living in stress and we're living in survival, and it's not a time to create, and the emotions of stress, and fear, and anxiety, and worry, and pain, and suffering, and guilt, and shame, and anger, and aggression, and competition, and hatred, and violence, and 70% of the time, people live in some emotional state that's derived from the hormones of stress. It makes sense then it's going to be really hard for them to open their heart because you don't open your heart in the jungle. It's not a time to open your heart. It's not a time to learn. It's not a time to go within. You be eaten. It's a time to run, fight, and hide. And the vigilance and the arousal from the stress hormones causes us really to focus on our problems. And we literally use our problems as a reason to feel emotions, and we get conditioned. So breaking the conditioned response takes time. That's why we run these week-long events. And so if you taught a person to slow their breathing down and start working with their body to move it into the present moment, and then they took the time to feel the gratitude of the future event happening before it happened, feeling grateful before it happens. And you can train them to create that kind of level of order and coherence in their heart. If they keep practicing that, now their body is so objective that it doesn't know the difference between the real life experience that's creating that emotion and the emotion that they're actually creating by thought alone. Their body's believing it's living in a different environment. Now, our research shows that if you do that for 10 days, if you do that for 7 days, your body will look like genetically that it's in a different environment. You could be in a ballroom for 7 days and there's not a lot happening in the ballroom. So we got to stop feeling the feelings that we typically feel, that we practice so much, and we have to start conditioning our body to feel a different way. And those are different chemicals that we have to work on helping the body make and moving it out of survival to the present moment. And gratitude means something wonderful just happened to you. Gratitude means something amazing just happened to you or is happening to you. So its signature is the ultimate state of receiving. So teaching people to practice that on a regular basis and show them that they could actually create some type of change in the way their heart works. If they keep practicing, they'll get better at it. And that's exactly how we get better at it, is to practice.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is how simple you make these really complicated concepts, right? You talk about neuroscience and genetics and epigenetics, but the answer is to practice more gratitude and try and let go of the negative thoughts that impact your daily life. And it's a very simple practice for something that can be so complicated.
Here's the truth. The truth is that you have to become conscious of your unconscious thoughts. You have to become aware of how you speak and how you act and those habits. And you got to know those feelings that bring you to a lower denominator in your life and catch yourself. This isn't about, oops, I thought the wrong thought. It's becoming so conscious of your unconscious self that you'd never go unconscious to any thought, behavior, or emotion. And that's how we change. How many times do we have to forget until we stop forgetting and we start remembering? That's called the moment of change.
Thank you.
Yeah, powerful stuff. I mean, so many great takeaways. I'm going to go back to the one from my question. I think investing in the youth and teaching them these things now so that they can vibrate at a higher level and be way more aware than this generation to be able to have the tools in their tool belt to solve some of the problems that were established by people that came before them, I think is very impactful and paramount. And obviously, another one that goes along with what Dr. Joe said is always be learning. Obviously, he's a student of everything that he teaches, and passing that on to the youth, the voracious reading and learning and being an expert in what you're in. Thank you so much for sharing time with us and all of these wonderful lessons.
Thank you so much.
God, thank you guys.
We've had the world's most interesting man, now we get the world's most interested man.
Yes.
It's an amazing honor to be that. Thank you for reconciling what we do say, think, believe, and now even feel emotionally. The incredible Dr. Joe Dispenza here.
This woman has set a milestone for herself and her future generations. She has broken through all the bias, all the barriers and the boundaries that people held against her. With no one by her side and being an unmarried single mother, she proved to the world that her awakening was a certain truth. She believed in herself and her vision. She believed that it was bound to happen. She believed in the force within her, and she knew what she was working towards. Irrespective of the hurdles and the wrong turns in her path, she kept on going. She always found out the right direction to work in. She realized that her heart was filled with the negative emotions that were somehow holding her back. She had the courage to work through those feelings. She took that pain and guilt and negativity and accepted it. She accepted the process. She let herself heal first. She knew this is how it was going to be. We need to know that things take time to become our reality. Things might not happen right here and right now. Sometimes we need to repair what's broken on the inside to become able to accept the new changes. We have to keep believing in the power of our thoughts, the power that the universe has granted to our thoughts and feelings. If we continue to set the sail of our lives in the right direction with the right intention, knowing what the future holds and believing this is definitely going to be our reality, we are working towards our dream life. We are definitely going to get there. Our intention always leads us to the places where we want to be. It is going to happen irrespective of the time it takes. So begin and let your mind and body heal from within. We will see you in the next video. Share this with a friend to let them know that we can all go on this journey together. Please don't forget to like this video to accept and start the healing process.